The silver narrative has begun. They are beginning, and when I mean they, I'm talking about the media. And it's not just the alternative media, it's mass media too, talking about the price of silver and where they're expecting it to go. There's a story out of FX Empire entitled Missed the Gold Rally. Well, here's another metal poised for 50% gains this year. You know, it's interesting because first off, this isn't financial advice. This is life advice. I think everyone should own 2 ounces of silver at minimum. 2 ounces. Why 2 ounces? Because it's more than it's twice as much as one, but you can actually feel the frequency off those things when you take one and drop it into another, onto the top of another on your hand. I know it sounds crazy. Try it. It's a real thing. Let everyone know down in the comments that I know what I'm talking about, but it's a big deal. Now, something different about this gold rally that's been going on is that there are a lot of people that have now gained exposure to gold that have never owned gold before because the media has been pushing this rally so much. And ever since the shutdown, the COVID lockdowns, people have started to wake up to a totally different reality. And it's really the true reality behind a veil of secrecy. And when you think veil of secrecy, think of the end of The Wizard of Oz when the little man was caught pulling strings and he was just a little man behind a curtain. That's the veil. But he was running this massive image, this projection of this big and great Oz, you know, and the Emerald City, the color of green, right? Um, that's the veil that's been going on, and it's being lifted right now. And I don't want to get too symbolic for you, but honestly, I do believe this is really happening, and more people are waking up. Now, something we saw with silver, and I'm going to get into the story in just a second, but something we saw with silver that hadn't really happened since the early 1980s was you saw lines around the corner at coin shops. Coin shops were completely stripped of their product during the shutdowns, and we saw things like groups on Reddit and YouTube and Facebook completely explode around the entire idea of investing in silver. Okay, you didn't see gold groups blowing up; you saw silver, and the reason why I believe that is because silver is really it is the money of the people. And it's interesting because there's a Bible verse in the Bible somewhere. I'm blanking out on it, but it says the rich will heap up silver like dust, and the poor will come and gather it up. Right, and and I believe that is still the case today, as it was, you know, thousands of years ago. So the news story really is that silver is going to move higher. Now I can't tell you if it is or not. I don't have a crystal ball, but I silver is one of my greatest investments. I believe it is the investment of the century. That's just my personal opinion. And I understand price hasn't really moved where most people think it has. Do I believe one day an ounce of silver will be more than an ounce of gold? Yes, I do, because of the logical way of knowing that silver is used in more metals or more items, and it has more uses than gold, right? So it says here at the beginning of this year, analysts GSC Commodity Intelligence officially dubbed 2024 the year of the metals. And now it's becoming clear why. It says, fast forward 9 months to the present day, and definitive evidence shows that gold is not just having a great year, but in fact, the world's favorite precious metal is having its best year ever. As gold prices resume their epic run, scaling new all time record highs on a back to back weekly basis, it's fair to say that we're watching history being made as the yellow metal continues to charge towards new unprecedented highs. There's no denying that there's been considerable excitement in the gold market this year with the price soaring above $2,600 an ounce for the first time ever. However, it's about to hit 2,700. However, according to analysts at GSC Commodity Intelligence, trader attention is now shifting to silver on rising expectations that the gray metal will be the next to hit new record highs. Gold has been on a parabolic run since last October, rallying from nearly the $1,800 level to score consecutive back-to-back all-time highs, not once, not twice, but 3 times. Wait for it. It's coming, the 2,700. Here we go. It says it goes into more gold and stuff like that, but let's dive in here. It says silver has also been on a blistering run since October of last year, surging from under $20 an ounce to a decade high of $32 an ounce this week, outperforming gold. Now, this is what blows me away because everybody's been talking about gold, right? And just the other day, I did a video about silver, and someone goes, please, silver has done nothing. Gold is where it's at. I'm like, are you high? What are you smoking? I don't want any of that crap because it would lead me to wrong thinking. Silver has outperformed gold. Here we go. Check this out. Outperformed gold with a stunning gain of over 61% within the same 11-month period. Yet you don't see any news about silver. Why? Because the powers that be do not want the price of silver to rise. It's very, very important that you understand why that is. You see, silver is, okay, gold is unobtainable. Here, a true story. The other day, I'm going through a McDonald's drive-in to get a McDonald's coffee. And the young man, he must have been 20 years old, complimented me on my car, the car I was driving. I said, thank you so much. And I said, and I started to drive away and I stopped and I reversed really quick. And I said, hey, do you want a car like this? And he goes, I would love one. I said, you need to start looking into gold and silver. And it's a big deal. And buy some Bitcoin too. Look into these money alternatives and start doing it. And when you do, after time, you will have enough money to drive a car like this. 3 days later, I drive in the same drive-in, and the young man, he'd actually, because I go there every day for my morning coffee, and I'd seen him waving to me, the next day and the next day. But then I saw him in the drive-through. That was it 4 days later, I think. And he said, hey, I want to tell you, I just bought my first gold, because he had a gold chain around, because a lot of young men are wearing gold chains these days. A lot of them aren't even real, right? Because, and this is my point, it's unobtainable. Gold's so expensive. It's for rich people. That's really what we've been sort of raised with inside. Gold's for rich people. Silver's not. And once you start to realize that, and this is saying it right here, silver has outperformed gold in the last 11 months massively. Are you kidding me? But yet all the media wants to talk about is gold. Well, they're going to be talking about in 2025 silver, and we're going to make sure they do. Again, I'll put a link down below. If you've never owned 2 ounces of silver, I highly encourage you to go buy 2 ounces of the cheapest silver. I'll put a link to a company I've worked with that I know. You buy it, they deliver it to your house, you get it in your hand, right? I want you to start to think about this differently. And I'm going to start doing more and more videos on this topic, using history as a teacher to teach us why this is so important. Now, we already know that silver's outperformed gold, right? Check this out. In a note to clients, analysts at GSC Commodity Intelligence wrote that the last time silver prices broke above $32 an ounce, the precious metal went into trade at $50 an ounce within the space of 100 days. This is the leading barometer for predicting the future performance of silver prices. Then this ultimately means one thing: silver prices are going a lot higher from here. Now, with all that being said, that was the last time. And there's a lot of forces at work here to try and manipulate markets, both paper and physical. This is important to note, okay? So I don't like hyping people up and saying, well, last time it happened in 100 days, so it's going to happen this time. I'm not a firm believer on that. I do believe personally in my own heart that silver is going to be worth a lot more in the future than it is today, right? Because of truth coming out. And if you've noticed, there's truth bombs all around. So let me know down below what you think the price of silver is going to be down at the end of 2025. I'm going to put definitely all-time highs. That's my goal. That's what I see is going to happen in 2025. But there are people with a lot bigger forecasts. So let me know down below what you think. Hopefully you have a great day. The Economic Ninja is out.